Thank you.
One more meeting.
Stay awake, Becky.
You know, someone joked about midnight. I think it was the mayor. I didn't think we were this far along. Oh,
Pam, this is your meeting.
Half hour.
And I'm pulling it up. Okay. I would like to call the Personnel Committee meeting a little bit after 7:30 p.m.
What day?
just a little.
Clerk Kramer, can you please take roll?
Alderman Sevenick,
Here.
Alderman Langdon,
Here.
Alderman Schmidt. Here. Alderman Tom Grady,
Here.
Alderman Ted Grady,
Here.
Alderman Rapella,
Here.
Alderman Nichols,
Here.
Alderman Taylor.
Here.
All are present.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda.
You forgot me. Here.
Mayor Marcus, all present.
That's the next item on the agenda are the minutes to approve from the Personnel Committee meeting of February 1st, 2021. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of February 1st.
Second.
Motion by Mayor Merkus, seconded by Tom Grady to approve the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is the election of the chairman. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Alderman Ted Grady.
Alderman Sevenick nominated Ted Grady. Are there any other nominations?
I would like to nominate Ann Schmidt.
Alderman Taylor nominated Alderman Schmidt. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we have two nominations for the chair, Ted Grady and Alderman Schmidt. Clerk Kramer, can you please take the vote?
Alderman Sevenick,
Alderman Ted Grady.
Alderman Langdon,
Alderman Ted Grady.
Alderman Schmidt,
Alderman Ted Grady,
Alderman Tom Grady,
Alderman Ted Grady.
Alderman Ted Grady,
Alderman Ted Grady.
Alderman Rapella,
Alderman Ted Grady.
Alderman Nichols,
Alderman Ted Grady.
Alderman Taylor,
Alderman Schmidt.
Alderman Schmidt received one
Marcus?
vote, and the remaining are cast for Alderman Ted Grady.
Mayor Merkus?
Mayor Marcus, my
Alderman Grady.
apologies. What was your vote?
Alderman Grady.
Thank you. One vote cast for Alderman Schmidt. The remaining are cast for Alderman Ted Grady.
Thank you. With that, we will move on to the nominations for vice chairperson of the personnel. Do I have any nominations? Alderman Pella.
I'll nominate Alderman Ann Schmidt.
Alderman Mark Langdon.
Alderman Ann Schmidt.
That was already said.
What?
Is there any, are there any other aldermen?
No. This is, you did that wrong.
Yeah. Are there any other nominations
who was the vice chair last year?
for Alderman Nichols?
Oh.
Are there any other nominations?
I'll nominate Alderman Nichols.
Are there any other nominations? Since there are no other nominations, we have nominations for Alderman Schmidt and Alderman Nichols. Clerk Kramer, can we take a roll?
Alderman Sevenick,
Alderman Nichols.
Alderman Langdon,
Alderman Becky,
Alderman Schmidt,
Alderman Nichols,
Alderman Tom Grady,
Alderman Nichols,
Alderman Ted Grady,
Alderman Nichols,
Alderman Rapella,
Alderman Nichols,
Alderman Nichols,
Alderman Nichols.
Alderman Taylor,
Alderman Nichols.
unanimous.
all their nominations, a unanimous ballot was cast
Mayor
for Alderman
Merkes.
Nichols. Mayor Merkes,
Yes.
oh. Who do you vote for? Mayor Merkes?
I gotta turn the mic on. Alderman Nichols.
Okay. Having no other nominations, a unanimous ballot was cast for Alderman Nichols as Vice Chairman of the Personnel Committee.
Thank you, Clerk. With that, we have one discussion here. I'll leave it over to our HR Director, Pamela Captain, to fill us in.
All right. It's with a heavy heart that we received notice that the Director of Public Works, Adam Alex, is retiring after almost 34 years of employment with the city. And the question, of course, is how in the world are we going to replace him? We will need to hire a new director for Public Works. I did present a memo. Generally, we would post for 5 days internally for the position. According to our ordinances, this is an appointment that is made by the Common Council, with the mayor as one of the members on the interview team. So the question is, how would the Personnel Committee wish to proceed?
Alderman Sevenick?
I'd like to make a possible recommendation so we can move this along. But I would think that the mayor, the chair, and the vice chair be part of that process and come back and make a recommendation to the city council.
I'll second that.
I didn't know if we wanted to add the council president.
Well, then we got half the council going on there, so I appreciate that. I probably would like to be a part of it, but I think I feel very comfortable with the group. So thank you.
Okay. We do have, go ahead, Mayor.
Could I clarify what we're doing? Are we posting this internally? And then we are taking the internal candidates, reviewing them with these 3 members, deciding if we want to go external at that point or just interview the internal candidates. And depending on what happens, move forward. Is that what your motion is?
Yes, and Mayor, also too, noise. Also too, I think that recommendation should come from those 3 people, but that the HR director, which would be Pam, is also involved, but not be a voting member. Is that clear with everyone?
Have Pam, have we posted this internally yet? Has anything been done? Or are we waiting for directions after tonight?
Correct, waiting for directions, yes.
Okay.
I do have a question, Chair.
Go ahead, Alderman Nichols.
Thank you. Can we review what we did to fill the clerk position? What that process was like? Just
That
a,
one we did seek external candidates. Correct? I believe so.
Yes, we did.
okay.
The clerk remembered.
Well, I don't know, Mayor. I remember having interviews. It was you, me, and I think Ted. We interviewed the different clerks, and we chose to stay with Clerk Krautkramer.
Yeah.
The only difference here is this time I think the vice chair of the personnel committee should be involved. Either that or possibly the chair of the Board of Public Works. So I just thought, well, these two are, board members, and I think Mark's going to be busy, so that's why I thought this would be a good fit.
And I appreciate that. My question was more about opening it up to external candidates and seeing what's out there. I'm never opposed to casting a wide net, and with the belief that you never really know what might come your way. So I'm just going to toss that out to the committee to mull that over and listen to your thoughts on that.
I think the decision that the 3 or 4 of you will make after you do the initial investigation. That I agree with Alderman Nichols. Yes, it's always nice to have a lateral entry, but it's also good to see if there's a bigger pool out there. I'm just not sure there is, but that's a decision I think the 3 or 4 of you will have to decide and make a recommendation back to us.
I would entertain, first of all, for the HR director to post it internally and see if we do have internal candidates that want it, first of all. I think we do have very good staff over there, Adam, his group, and see what comes from that. If there's no one, then yes, we have to go external, but we do have some very qualified people internal within the city of Menasha. And I like the philosophy. I like to promote within if we can. And I think we've been very successful in doing that. So I know we have a motion on the floor and a second. So are there any other discussions?
Can you read the motion? Read the motion.
So the motion I have is to proceed with the internal recruitment process for the Public Works Director position and select members of the interview panel if desired, which we kind of discussed.
The chair, the vice chair, and the mayor.
Yes, I was specific.
Yes.
I also added that the city attorney also sit in, but she's not a voting member.
Yes, there should be somebody there from HR. Whether it's her or Candy. All right, any other further discussion? Could we take a roll call vote?
Alderman Sevenick?
Aye.
Alderman Langdon?
Aye.
Alderman Schmidt?
Aye.
Alderman Tom Grady?
Aye.
Alderman Ted Grady?
Aye.
Alderman Rapella?
Aye.
Alderman Nichols?
Aye.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Mayor Merkus?
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0.
All right,
With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Mayor Merkus.
I'll make a motion
So-
to adjourn.
Remember this time.
Second. 16 minutes to go.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
those
Aye.
opposed? Nay?
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned. Good night,
Hey,
everyone.
Haley, we're gonna call the city council meeting.